MWAPE CHIMPAMPA, the story is Iwika, like they say. Before you show us what you've got for this year's 2025 National Jets Fair, following that spread of your story, what's the outcome and how are you feeling?
Oh, I feel very happy, and honestly, it was quite shocking the first time when I heard that I'm going to have an interview with BBC. Seeing how far this has gone, I've received so much support from ZRDC in collaboration with ICU, and yes, it has really been helpful with me. And honestly, I'm very proud of what's happening up now.
Excellent. What's been the response from your school?
Well, my school has been giving me support financially as well as helping me to meet with different people, allowing me to meet with them whenever they want to connect with me. So yes, they've also been supporting me from time to time. My teachers have given me advice on how to improve my product and so on.
On the same product?
Yes.
At what stage are you?
At the moment, all that I have to do is work on the shelf life of the product. So once I have the shelf life ready, I'm sure by then it can be ready to go on the market.
So this time around, what do you bring for the people?
Well, this time it's in connection with what I did last year. Last year I made an organic sunscreen, but this year I've come with a photoprotective sunburn reliever. So the photoprotective is connected to the sunscreen lotion, the job which is done of protecting the skin from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays. It's called photoprotection. So this sunscreen lotion, well, from my study, I discovered that this sunscreen lotion contains two main ingredients: the zinc oxide or the titanium dioxide, which are used to produce the sun protection feature. And these may be harmful when one already has burnt skin. So if one's skin is already burnt, they must discontinue sunscreen use and opt for ointments, then go back to the use of the sunscreen after recovery. But for a person living with albinism, once they stop, that's death for them because they can easily get skin cancer and die from that. So this sunburn reliever has a photoprotective agent without the use of those two chemicals, so it protects and repairs the damaged skin at the same time.
And that's been discovered by you?
Yes.
How sure are we that's what it does?
Well, first I had to test both features that I mentioned, repair and protect. So repairing the damaged skin, well, I usually get sunburn from time to time, so I would test that on the sunburn itself. But for me to prove the SPF, I had to use certain features. For example, if we check what I have here, I have some of the products which have been commonly used to repair damaged skin. So these are some of them, the Solar Cane as well as the Solar Recover. Yet these two do not have this SPF or the sun protection factor, which is the number that determines the strength and the effectiveness of a sunscreen lotion. Then I went on to discover that I can develop an SPF with the use of organic materials but still maintain the repairing feature. But for me to test this SPF, I had to use power apparatus. For example, currently in Zambia, we do not have the apparatus used to test the SPF, which is these two. This is a polymethyl methacrylate plate or an acrylic plate which is used to test the SPF and then later on put in the spectrophotometer to test the same SPF. But we don't have neither of these materials in the country. But then I discovered that a leaf seems to have similar properties as the skin. I mean, I can use the leaf as my plate and to compare it to the skin for me to test the specific SPF. So along with this discovery, I also discovered the formula for me to test the SPF without the use of these expensive materials.
You are in grade
11.
You seem to have the lingo of researchers. What do you want to do after school?
Biochemistry.
Definitely. Let's go to the other side.
I made this one some 6 months ago. And then this one just something I made recently.
Okay.
And apparently it can last for a long time. And this is out of fridge use.
All right.
Though it's best kept in the fridge, but either way it's still safe. So this for the protective sunburn reliever can be used on burnt skin, for example. From my research, I discovered that I can test this on different skin types. For example, I just drafted a short table which shows my results from those whom I tested on. So here it is. We see the people what I used. I had those with albinism, so I had 4 of them. Light-skinned people, I had 2. For the dark-skinned, I had 3. And those which are average, I had 5. I use average skin more than the others because apparently I noticed that the dark skin seem to have more effect as compared to the light skin. So me testing average, it means that I can test both at the same time and still know whether it can work with different skin types. 86% of my results proved to be positive, meaning that my product was good enough to work with people with albinism. For those with albinism, I had no reaction, no irritation, and there was no further effect which was caused from the already affected sunburn. And as I mentioned earlier, sunscreen can be dangerous. The chemical sunscreen can be dangerous on already burnt skin. Well, this is because if you use sunscreen on already burnt skin, it may either lengthen the healing process or even cause further damage.
Good.
But that was not the case with my product.
Rice is supposed to be eaten, but it's here. What is it
Yes.
doing?
Well, the rice.
Orange, the same.
Yes.
The avocado.
Well, these are all important ingredients because people with albinism tends to have a more alkaline or acidic pH of the skin depending on their environment. And this may cause this to be less effective if the pH is varying. Yes. For the average skin pH is between 4.5 and 5.5. But for those with albinism, it can even range from 4.70 to 5.75. Meaning this range may make it a bit difficult for any products to work on their skin. So the phenolic acid that the rice contains helps to regulate that. And albinism is also a type of hyperpigmentation, meaning that it causes little or no pigmentation in the skin. And this helps to reduce the effect of that pigmentation, which includes sunburn.
And
The orange, the citric acid it contains. Though I would have used the lemon, but I had to make sure that I had certain properties that this product must have. For example, it must be hypoallergenic, meaning less likely to cause allergies. Non-comedogenic, meaning the less likelihoods to clog the skin pores. It must have a specific size of particles of between 1 to 1,000 nanometers or less. And it must also reduce reactions, or let's say protect from sunburn itself.
Right.
So a citric acid helps to kill germs and prevent all that.
and the avocado.
The avocado contains polyphenol, which helps to protect from environmental stresses like sunburn or UV radiation.
Great. And then the tembusha.
Yes, the tembusha or the
Very
aloe
famous,
vera.
the aloe vera.
Yes, the aloe vera contains aloin as well as aloe emulsion, which help to retain and maintain the moisture in the skin.
Great. We got the charcoal.
The charcoal contains activated carbon, which helps to exfoliate. So once the dirt is removed, it removes them from off the surface of the skin.
Beautiful. And this type of clay?
This is called bentonite clay. I'm sure you've seen it on the markets being sold,
Yes,
commonly
and
eaten.
women, they eat.
Yes, so I have two types of clay here. I have bentonite and kaolin clay. The bentonite, to be specific, has a huge role to play because it contains this important compound known as Mount Morillonite. This compound has a high cation exchange capacity, meaning the ability to exchange oppositely charged ions and separate them from their environment. The impurities in the skin are usually positively charged, but the Mount Morillonite is negatively charged, meaning to separate them from deep inside the skin and leave them on the surface for the charcoal to exfoliate.
Excellent. And this?
Yes. This is beetroot. The beetroot contains vitamin C as well as vitamin E, which help to give skin its natural glow and promote the production of two important skin nutrients or proteins, collagen and elastin, to make skin stronger and more elastic or stretchy and prevent wrinkles from the sunburn.